Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Saturday, May 14th, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I align my values with my highest integrity. I actually looked up the definition of integrity, the state of being whole and undivided. And so this is really just about getting into your highest personal alignment. That's what integrity is, and then following through in that energy. And it has kind of a sovereign feel to it, doesn't it? So today we are in kind of the day before the eclipse. I say kind of because technically the eclipse is going to be late in the evening, 9-11 p.m. for the West Coast or beyond. And for a lot of people, the eclipse is going to be early Monday morning. So I'm definitely going to dig into it more in tomorrow's scope, but we're gonna touch upon it in today's scope, especially because the moon will be moving into Scorpio today, preparing us for a total lunar full moon eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. Before that happens, let's line up with the last connection that the moon in Libra will be making, and that is with Pluto. There's a square. This is in the really early morning hours. Let's see, it's like 1:07 a.m. Pacific time, but we may feel it building on Friday. If you're watching this on Friday, I mentioned it in yesterday's scope, and it may have, some residual waves, vibrations through the day. Sorry, my plant is here. I moved it out of wolf reach and now it's hanging over me as a thank you. So, residuals through the day. Moon in Libra really wants to stay harmonious, good, happy, balanced, calm, peaceful, and that Pluto energy is like, if you are giving your power away in this area, or this area, or this area, or this area, I am going to blow it up for you. So notice where you are feeling kind of energy. Notice where you're feeling not calm. Notice where you're feeling off balance. And that's where Pluto is encouraging you to take your value back. Wow, it's true. It's true. Take your value back. Take your power back. Align with your integrity in this energy. Find your balance. It's interesting because Pluto is at 28 degrees. That's 10 energy, and that is about really knowing and honoring and loving on your personal value. So take your value back. If you're feeling off balance, see where you can do that for yourself. Then we have the moon moving into Scorpio, 3:34 a.m. Pacific time, and that leaves the day wide open. We're not really going to have any other transits. It's just this build into this eclipse. Moon in Scorpio can take us to the depths. And that's why I've been saying, like, even though this is a full moon, it has new moon feel. Like we are being called into the trenches with this energy. Scorpio always has that ability to take us in, to take us deeper, to take us beyond. And so Scorpio is doing that for us in this energy. One of the cards I have the adventure card. So, walking into the light, but we're facing the shadows around as we walk into the light. And one of the cards I have as well is the past lives card. The past lives card is actually the moon card in traditional tarot. So this card is bringing up feelings, it's bringing up energies from the deep, whether it's from this lifetime or any other lifetime, to be brought forward. Actually, this eclipse is going to be aligning with Neptune. It's not exact with Neptune, but it's definitely in an orb of a trine with Neptune in Pisces. So this is collapsing, releasing, unwinding, unfolding so many lifetimes of where we have given that power away. One of the keys that I keep getting about this energy and where you can work today is knowing where you need to empower yourself by putting down boundaries. These boundaries may be for yourself. These boundaries may be for people around you, but that's one of these calls, is putting down those boundaries and recognizing that as part of your empowerment in this energy. And now, even though, even though this eclipse is in the sign of Scorpio, and we need to be very aware of the Scorpio energy, with the North Node, the Sun in Taurus, we still want to be leaning into the Taurus. So it's like putting down these boundaries and affirming our worth, putting down these boundaries and affirming our personal abundance, putting down these boundaries and leaning into love and abundance rather than leaning into fear. So part of this work is being able to recognize where you have these fears, and rather than leaning in, responding to the fears, holding yourself whole, undivided, in integrity, in your value, taking back your value, leaning into that. So recognizing that, having that consciousness, be here now card, consciousness and being here now in this energy is going to be so important. Now the Sabian symbol for this eclipse is basically, it's so simple, it's an X-ray photograph. And so my feeling is if we're not getting it, Spirit's like, I'm going to X-ray this for you. I am going to make this bigger for you. I'm going to make sure that you can see this. So be aware of that. Be aware of any of those X-ray moments through the day where you're like, oh, I see the deeper wound. I see the deeper trauma, because this eclipse is helping bring that through for us. Now, at the same time, we have a few things building. We have Venus building to a connection with Chiron. So I think one of our biggest blinders that we have, just because of the world, is not recognizing where we throw a block, throw a wall up to yin energy. And as Venus and Chiron are lining in Aries, it's taking new ownership of this yin energy in and through ourselves. So we have that building. One of the other things that we have building is the Sun moving into connection with both Saturn and Neptune. So again, karmic energies unwinding, moving away from conditioning, moving away from the shoulds, and doing higher alignment with your highest path, with your highest plan, with your divine path. But again, it's so deep, and I've been experiencing it so much myself, and chances are you have, whether you're aware of it or not, you're experiencing this too, of this unwinding, these deeper old lives happening. The final card that I want to mention for today is the stress card. And I would put this with the consciousness card and the be here now card. Don't overdo. Don't overplan yourself today in this energy. Don't overextend yourself. Don't try to take everything on. That may be that old programming. That may be the shoulds. That may be where you lean against that yin energy. See where you can lean into the yin. Bring your consciousness, your awareness of that, and see where you can be here now. Be present in this energy. Otherwise, you are going to be feeling this, and you do not want the monkey to pop the bubble. You do not want that to happen. So be aware of that. And again, Moon in Scorpio, final last thing, it will bring up emotions that need to be processed. Sometimes they can feel quite deep. Sometimes they can feel quite intense. Feel the things, but work on not getting stuck there. That's one of the drawbacks of Scorpio. Scorpio is willing to get there, but sometimes it gets caught up like in the intensity waves. The image that I'm getting is there's like a meme out there where there's like a child who's like, crying because they're in the water and they're like so scared. And you can see, like, if they can stop kicking, the land is right there. And that's that feeling with Scorpio. Sometimes we're kicking and screaming, and land, Taurus, right, is right there being like, I got you, you're okay. So keep that in mind. So leaving that here for today. You can book a reading. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. Honor your values. Take back your values. Namaste.